Okay. This is the longest it's ever taken me to set up a live stream. I hate NBC so much. All right. The lineups here. Tottenham pressuring a lot already. Matt Turner back in goal. Are there any Tottenham fans watching this game? Are there any Tottenham fans, period? Score predictions. Tottenham were doing so well at the start of this season. I think that they can still do well, but James Maddison getting injured really hurt their season. They still have a lot of good players, though. Let me just check. Is my audio working right now? It's 1, 2, 3. Does anyone know where Jesse Lingard is right now? Jesse Jesse Lingard played for Nottingham Forest last season. He had a decent run, but I have not seen him in at least 6 months. I think he's a free agent right now. I don't know if there's any Premier League team looking at picking him up this season. Maybe over winter? I don't know. He was good. Lingard was a good player. Like in the few games I saw him play. Brennan Johnson has been really threatening every game I've seen him play this season. Richarlison, on the other hand, I don't know. Are they playing Kulishevsky in central attacking mid role this game? He looks like it. I don't think I've seen him play central before. He usually cuts in from the wing. I rate Kulishevsky though. He's a great player. Morgan Gibbs White is good. Anthony Elanga is good too. I keep on forgetting that he's on Forest. They got Nico Williams. They have a solid team, honestly. I'm checking where they are in the standings right now. So, okay, they're 16th. So they're one spot clear of relegation. Udogi's so good. I've got Udogi on my fantasy team. Yeah, who? Oh my God. Elanga almost just scored for Forest. That would have been amazing. It was a decent save, but it was kind of right at him. Onside. Yeah, it would have gone down to VAR if he scored that. Vicario is such a good goalkeeper. When Tottenham played Chelsea, I mean Chelsea won 4-1, but it could have been so much worse. It could have been so much worse. Vicario is a great keeper. What happened to Hugo Lloris? So someone tell me where Hugo Lloris is. He didn't retire, did he? Oh no! Oh, he did break his arm. Is that in the game that I'm thinking of? Because he had a really bad fall. He's 36 years old. Oh yeah, that was a terrible injury. I think I remember now. Oh my God, Christian Romero. I guess Tottenham fans like Christian Romero, but oh my God. If you're a fan of any other team in the Premier League, you have to hate him. He is so annoying. He's such a pain. And he's such a rough player. But he's a solid center back. I can't lie. But he might be one of the dirtiest center backs in the Premier League. He always leaves a leg in every challenge. Son is so good. Udogi is everywhere. He is everywhere. That was such a good pickup for Spurs. They've done some good recruiting since Kane left. I thought that was going to be a huge blow for them, but they've honestly their start to the season was better than any year that they had Kane. But yeah, the James Madison injury was really tough. I think he should be back in January though. Let's see. Match has been decent so far. Tottenham's putting on good pressure. Um, Forest have had one or two good breaks. About a score right now. They leave Tottenham. They leave some gaps on defense. Vicario has to rescue them a lot, but their defense is still relatively new. Like Udogi is pretty new. Pedro Porro is pretty new. Their defensive midfield is pretty new as well. What boots does Kulishevsky has Mercurials? I'm trying to tell what boots all these players have. Kulishevsky's got a cool Batman mask now too. I like that. Some players can pull off the mask, you know. Some players not as much. Some players look actually pretty cool with it. When they were playing Sun as striker at the start of the season, Sun's got like the purple X crazy fast laceless, I think. Ooh, Turner had to make that save. It was kind of a toe poke. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Brennan Johnson gets a good shot on goal against Turner. Matt Turner looks like a lumberjack. By the way, his beard is a good aesthetic. All right, Spurs have a corner here. Who could get on the end of a header from the Tottenham team? Ben Davies, maybe? Richarlison? Oof, just over the bar. Just over the bar from Ben Davies. I want to see a goal, but I do want Matt Turner to keep a clean sheet. I think he is a decent goalkeeper, and he's been struggling to cement himself as a starter for Forest. He was a starter for the first few games, but then he got dropped for a string of 3 games, and now they brought him back. Because I think the USA should have a solid keeper in goal. If we don't have anything else, we should at least have a solid keeper. Udogi's getting in a wrestling match with Yates. Who's on the bench for these teams? Right, Eric Dyer could come on for Tottenham. Hoiberg. I can't believe Hoiberg lost his spot in this team because he was last season and in the previous 2 years. He's been so nailed on for Tottenham. I guess he is getting a little bit older now too. Oh, that was not a great save from Vicario. Parried it away when he should have caught it, but it looks like it was offside either way. Forrest can get one. I'm not even. Oh, you know what? I don't think the linesman was calling offside. It looks like he was calling a foul because the no Forest player was offsides there. Oof. Oh my goodness. Oof. Tottenham making a mess of this. Yes. Needlessly fancy passing. Ooh. Forest was this close to scoring. Their shot got deflected. Way over. Someone's down for Tottenham right now. Yep. Brennan Johnson is down. Few players around him, including some Forest players. Oof. That's tough. It looks like this could be a serious injury. It's head injury, I think, between Bali and Brennan Johnson. Haven't seen a replay yet. Let's see. They're showing a replay now. I can't quite tell what happened to Brennan Johnson on the replay. He looks like he's still down though. Oliver Skip warming up for Tottenham. Oh, is that what happened? Was it a clash of heads? Head injuries are terrible. I mean, you see a lot of different injuries in these matches, but and even if you're a player, like when I play, head injuries always are what freak me out the most because they're so hard to bounce back from. You can get so dazed when you get hit in the head hard enough. I do like Postecoglou. He's such a passionate manager. Oof. They've got to sub him off. Ooh, there's a lot of blood coming from Brennan Johnson's head. Christ. Live link. I'm watching this on the NBC website. Depending on where you are, you might have to use a different side. That's a nasty cut to the head. All right, Oliver Skip coming on for Tottenham in place of Brennan Johnson. That's going to be tough. That's a big loss for Tottenham. All right, so Tottenham can still use all 5 of their substitutions because that was technically a concussion substitution, which doesn't count towards your final tally. Forrest got the ball in a dangerous position. Potential penalty, call for a penalty, but looks like nothing major. Tottenham regained possession. Yeah, it's going to add at least 5 or 6 minutes of added time to this first half. Yeah, Forest is capitalizing after the play restarted here. They're getting a lot more of the ball. They're getting the crowd involved too. Ooh, bicycle kick attempt from Forest. Off target though. Forest regained position in the half. That's a foul. Foul on Morgan Gibbs White. All right, Tottenham's regaining some of the control of the game right now. Son needs to get more involved in this one too. Good cross. Good ball into the box from Son into Poro, but he just couldn't put the header on target. Ooh. It's like Yates just picked up a foul. Yeah, that could have gone either way. Skip was half a second late to the challenge, but there's not much he could have done. Forrest got a free kick out of this, though. Ooh, great cross into the box by Forrest. Forrest have had some pretty threatening attacks. I think you could argue that they've been just as good as Tottenham this half. They've definitely had a little bit more energy. It could be due to the fact that they're playing at home. Is this game going to end 0-0? I'll be so upset. We need a goal. God, Kulishevsky looks wild with that mask. Yeah, I'm surprised there hasn't been a goal yet, honestly. Yeah, Sean Dyche is he's in the stands in this game. How does he have time for that? How does he have time to come watch this game? I think he's trying to prep for the next Everton match. Sean Dyche is a great manager too. Dismantled Chelsea. Unsurprising, I guess. Chelsea's having a terrible season. Ooh. Tottenham could be on a break here. Son's on the ball. Son got triple teamed by Forrest there. There was nothing he could have done. Is there going to be a goal before halftime? It feels more likely to come from Forrest than from Tottenham right now. They've just shown a little bit more on the attack. And losing Brennan Johnson in the first 20 minutes is tough for Tottenham because he was actually looking kind of threatening the few plays he was involved. A lot of fouls have been called in this game. Yeah, there's going to be at least 6 or 7 minutes of added time, I think. Tottenham putting together an attack here. Ooh. Good ball played through to Son, but it was just a little bit close to Matt Turner, who collected it. He hasn't had to do all that much, Matt Turner. Son would have been offsides anyway. Turner has had 2 decent saves, but he hasn't been tested much. Wow. Udogi bodied Yates off the ball. Is that really a foul? I might be with the Udogi said, "How is that a foul?" I might agree. Hold on. Commentators are saying that's a foul. I don't know. Yeah, I agree. Forrest has been solid, but Tottenham has a good power for a counterattack. Yeah, I agree. If you have when you have Son and Kulusevski, you could always score. It only takes one break. I still didn't really think that was a foul by Udogi. I guess if they think it was a push in the back, then they have to call it. But watching it live, it looked like shoulder to shoulder. Yes, anime ace. Watch the game. Fouls are really tough. I have some sympathy for refs because it's they want to maintain the flow of the game, but if they don't make enough calls or give out enough yellows, the game can get out of hand quickly. Spurs is having a good attack right now. Son's shot got deflected. Tackles are flying in. This is becoming a scrappy game. Ooh. I wanted Basuma to hit that. The Forest defense has been solid. They know that the biggest threat is from Son, and they're marking him up. He's either double teamed or triple teamed on every attack. Kulishevsky's getting strapped up pretty well too. Richarlison has been invisible. I've not seen him do anything. Yeah, you don't like Richarlison? Yeah, same. He got that one scissor kick in the World Cup. He's been living off that for a while. I just don't. I mean, he just doesn't offer the same kind of play style that they had with Harry Kane. Obviously, Richarlison's not as good as Harry Kane, regardless. But one thing Harry Kane did that was great was he dropped back, even when Tottenham didn't have possession. He dropped back to get the ball to support counterattacks. Richarlison just hangs at the top of the pitch, like he doesn't. If you're not having constant attacks, he's never going to get the ball because he never drops back. He's never going to come back on defense ever. Which I feel as a striker, usually when strikers don't get the ball, they'll complain about the midfielders. They'll say, "Oh, the midfielders aren't getting me the ball." But what you should do is you should drop back and try and get yourself involved in the play. That's what Harry Kane was so good at when he was at Tottenham. When they weren't attacking, he just came back and he got the ball himself. God. Alenga just trucked Ben Davies. Ooh. Look at that. I was just talking trash about Richarlison, and he scored. Was that Kulishevsky on the end of the cross? Ooh, I know, so funny. I mean, we know he can head the ball. Like that's one thing he is good at. I want to see that ball from Kulishevsky again. See, no offsides on the play. Now Kulishevsky's good. He's onside. Cuts it back. Great cross. Richarlison's onside as well. A great play. Oof. Anything to say about Matt Turner's positioning there? Nah, I don't really think there's anything he could have done. It was a good header, good positioning from Richarlison. Let's see if the game opens up a little bit more now that there's been a goal. I mean, Forest will have to feel like they can push up a little bit more aggressively now.
Changes the complexion, doesn't it? Stick Cooper's team, so a lot of it will be keep doing what you're doing, but.
So if Tottenham collect 3 points after this game, where's that going to put them in the table? So that's going to take them to 33 points. So they'll be joint fourth with Man City if they win this game. They'll be tied at 33 points apiece.
Kulusevski that was quite clearly a man that could cause problems, stepping up, as he said, John, in the absence of James Maddison.
I still haven't forgot when Christian Romero pulled Cucurella's hair against Chelsea. I've never been so mad. How did he not get retroactively suspended for that? I still wonder. I still wonder how he didn't face punishment for that. Because people do get retroactively suspended all the time. We're going to get extra time to the extra time because of the goal. There we go. There's the half. Oh, excuse me. I think Richarlison might actually be. Is he on a hot streak right now? Got a couple against Newcastle. I'm just checking his stats for this season. So that was his third goal of the season. In 14 matches, though. He's got 3 goals, 3 assists, 14 matches. I mean, if he can, he could be key for Postecoglou if he can score like at least once every other game, just until Maddison gets back, who I still think he's coming back in January. Yeah, I think Spurs is doing better with Son's leadership. Yeah, Son is such a good player. I think he's a good captain too. There's some good games coming up this weekend too. Let's see. So we got Chelsea versus Sheffield United tomorrow. My God, I'm gonna have to suffer through another terrible Chelsea performance. That's gonna take some years off my life. Got that at 10 a.m. City versus Crystal Palace, Newcastle Fulham. That could actually be a good game as well. And Burnley Everton. And then on Sunday, we got some great games too. Arsenal versus Brighton, Brentford Villa, West Ham Wolves, and then at 11:30, the game of the weekend, it's Liverpool versus United. Yeah, everyone's predicting that Liverpool are just going to completely roll over United. I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Do you think Liverpool is going to crush United? As for the first half of this game, I thought it was fine. The Tottenham can honestly cruise to a 1-0 victory as long as they have a solid defensive performance in the second half. Like, although Forest have shown energy, they haven't had enough clear shots on goal. So I just don't think they've been threatening enough to get something out of this. But we'll see. It all depends with how the kind of energy that they come out with in the second half. I will say I will love if Liverpool just puts an absolute show over Manchester United. I love a good like 7-0, 6-0 scoreline against United. I remember when United used to be so good. When I first started watching football, that was when they had Cristiano Ronaldo, Ryan Giggs, Wayne Rooney, Paul Scholes, Berbatov. They were so good. Rio Ferdinand, Nemanja Vidic. So, I mean, the fall from grace has been crazy. But the thing is, everyone's expecting Liverpool to crush them. And sometimes things just don't go as expected. So, I don't know, maybe United can pull off a draw. What time is it in my country? It is coming up on 4 p.m. right now. Let's see. Liverpool games have been really early. I remember Klopp was complaining about that, right? He's like all the Liverpool games were like they were getting the early kickoff time just because of the TV rights. But this game is finally at a normal time. I still think Liverpool will beat United. You think it's going to be 2-0 Liverpool? Yeah, fair enough. Liverpool they have so many weapons. So many people that could hurt you. And I mean, Salah alone you can always count on him for a goal or an assist, even in big games. And the way that Klopp rebuilt his midfield in 1 year, he rebuilt his midfield in 1 year. He lost Henderson, doesn't have Fabinho anymore. Literally in 1 year, picked up Szoboszlai, Alexis McAllister, and they didn't miss a beat. Honestly, they upgraded. I think they literally upgraded their midfield. McAllister and Szoboszlai are so solid. Szoboszlai especially, so good. I do kind of hope 2-0 is a possibility. I hope it's a goal fest. That's one thing. I'm not like a Liverpool fan, but sometimes that team can produce just an absolute like goal fest. They have so many players that can score. Like Trent could just hit a banger from like 30 yards out. You never know. I'm putting Trent actually in my fantasy team this week. That's going to be a big play for me. You think it's going to be a Salah goal? 7 minutes in? Yeah, probably. Probably 2 minutes in. Oh my God, there's scary movie trailers playing on NBC right now. I'm getting scared. I'm not watching that. What are the predictions for the Chelsea? Someone please give me faith. Tell me Chelsea's going to beat Sheffield United. Or is it doom and gloom for the rest of the season? Is it just is Chelsea not going to win a game for the rest of the season? It's possible. God, we're going to get relegated. It's all terrible. We're going to get relegated. I'm saying being a Chelsea fan it's the hardest thing. Ever since the club got so Chelsea is going to it could happen. It could happen. I mean, we've lost to worse teams than Sheffield United. Sheffield is last in the Premier. All right, I just have to check. Sheffield has 2 wins this season. Who has Sheffield beat? All right, Sheffield. Oh no, they're coming off a win. They've got momentum. They beat Brentford 1-0. Who else did they beat? They beat Wolves and Brentford. That's actually 2 good wins too. They drew Brighton. All right, I'll say this. If we get Nkunku back this weekend, we'll win. No question. I can't even talk big about Chelsea right now just because we're struggling right now. God, Newcastle put 8 past Sheffield this season. So it is so impressive what Sean Dyche has done with Everton. I mean, they got a 10-point deduction, and they're already out of the relegation zone. They'd be competing for Europe if they still had those 10 points. You think Chelsea beating Spurs was the most surprising result this season? Well, maybe. Chelsea defeating Spurs didn't end up being that surprising because Spurs had 2 people sent off. So against 9 men, you really should be winning. You guys are struggling since that 2012 Club World Cup. I don't know. That one Champions League would disagree in 2021. Don't forget Kai Havertz bringing us home our second Champions League. Oh my God. Yeah, Chelsea was good under Tuchel. It would be really interesting to see what Tuchel would do with this group of players, because I do think Thomas Tuchel would be doing a lot more with this group of players compared to Pochettino. But the new ownership and Tuchel just did not get along. So what are you going to do? Gosh, my phone is seconds from dying. What about you? What's your team? Asinoka. You have are you a Tottenham fan? Let's see. And that Richarlison goal was solid. Corinthians. What's the I need to follow the Brazilian league more. Have you ever been to any of the games in person? Those must be absolutely insane to go to. I couldn't even imagine. Was Corinthians in the Club World Cup? There's only my knowledge of the Brazilian league is limited. I know it's like Santos, Flamengo. Let's see. Palmeiras. Grêmio, Sao Paulo. Ooh, Santos is struggling right now. It would have been cool if Neymar went back to Santos instead of going to Saudi Arabia. I guess it's the money is probably why, but there's a Red Bull team in Brazil too. Man, they got a what is this like whole Red Bull like the Red Bullifying of world football? Why is there a Red Bull team in every if there's a Red Bull team in the Premier League, I'll be so upset. Bragantino. All right. Second half about to kick off. Still Nottingham Forest 0, Tottenham 1. Santos has been relegated? What? Do the bottom 4 get relegated in the Brazilian league? That's nuts if so. Damn, do the bottom 4 go down and then the top 4 from the second division come up? Wow, that's competitive. That would be crazy if that was implemented in the Premier League. That's 20%. That's 20% of the teams getting relegated in the whole league. That's crazy. Also, what is the length of the Brazilian season? Does it what month does it start and what month does it end? Does it end in December? All right, you got to go to bed. It's 2:30 in your country. And 2:30 a.m. Yeah, get to bed. All right, ends Brazilian league ends in December. And then when does it start up again? It's like the beginning of next year, like January, February, March. It doesn't go all year round, does it? It starts in March or April. Okay. That kind of makes sense because you get off during the winter months. But not Forrest got a set piece to kick off the half. Terrible ball. This is. I mean, it must be crazy competitive to be in the Premier League, and I can't imagine how heavy their legs get after playing like 50, 60 minutes. But the amount of set pieces I see in the Prem that don't clear the first man, it's crazy. Like you got to get it over the first man at least. Like the corner kicks I see that don't clear the first man. But in these games, like your legs get heavy. Forest coming out pretty strong start of the second half. Ooh. Oh, good ball from Alanga. You got to shoot that. Oh, that was a great chance. That had to go on target. The Tottenham defense was sleeping there. They left a man at the far post completely unmarked. If he put that on target, it was going in. Ooh, it was sitting perfect for him. He just totally scuffs at it. Way too much backspin. That's tough. That was the equivalent of like in basketball when they just let you shoot at the edge of the 3-point line because they don't think you're going to make it. They really gave him so much space. I know that was crazy. He actually controlled it well too. His first touch was good, but he is the shot. I think he just, I think he just got too excited because he just overthought it in the moment. Careful, Matt Turner. That's where Forrest could hurt himself. It's like passing around in the back, things like this. This like it doesn't take much for Newcastle or for Tottenham to just take the ball off you and score. It was way offside. Christian Eriksen at top. I remember Eriksen at Tottenham. Tottenham has had some great players come through the years. They've just I never quite had a team that was, I think, strong enough to compete for the league. Pedro Porro's hurt right now, but they've had the team with Pochettino. You could argue was maybe the best because they had Harry Kane at his prime, Son at his prime. Just a really, really strong team. They also have Lucas Moura, who's playing really well. Christian Eriksen. Hoiberg was just coming into the team. Hit a good team. Well, I mean, Tottenham, they've also had Luka Modric. They've had Gareth Bale. They've had so many good players come through. Gareth Bale for Tottenham was an absolute menace. He was so. I don't know if you guys have seen him play for Tottenham, like his Tottenham's Champions League games against Inter Milan, like 10 years ago. Gareth Bale was an absolute menace. He's still. I think he's the. In my opinion, I think he's the best British player of my lifetime. Gareth Bale. Like if you look at England, Scotland, Wales, Bale was just on another level. Pedro Porro back on his feet after rolling around for like 10 minutes. Okay, he might actually be hurt. He is limping a little bit. I think I may have spoke too soon. I want to see Richarlison actually like put some work in. He's being pretty gritty right now. He just put in a lot of defensive work. Alanga on a great run. Out for a Forest corner. That was a good run from Anthony Alanga. Is Alanga wearing the Skechers football boots? I need to get those. I want to try them so badly. I think they only sell them in Europe, though. I can't find them anywhere. In the US, at least. Oh, you think Bellingham could be the next great British player? That's absolutely fair. He's amazing. He could currently be the best British central midfielder. The England midfield with him and Declan Rice it's such an exciting prospect. Like a prime Declan Rice and prime Jude Bellingham in the same team. If England can just find not even an amazing, if England can find a decent center back pairing, then there's no reason they shouldn't be competing for the Euros, the World Cup in the coming years. If they can just find a decent center back pairing, because everything else is in place. They've got the center midfielders, they've got the wingers, they've got the strikers. They've got the fullbacks too. They have more fullbacks than they know what to do with. Good ball in from Forrest. I like Nico Williams. Oof. That's always been a problem with England. They've always had like 6 first choice right backs and like a dozen left back, like really good quality fullbacks, but they sometimes lack at center back. Ooh, I just got a report that Nkunku is going to be in the Chelsea squad tomorrow. Please, God, Nkunku, please play and please do not get injured. Actually, I wish I could see Bellingham play more, just because I really don't watch that much La Liga. So I only get the chance to see Madrid play in the Champions League. But when I see highlights from Madrid games, oh my God, he's been so good. Some of the goals he scored this season, that one goal he scored from outside the box, where it was like 99 shot power top corner, insane. Game's kind of opening up in the second half. Tempo seems like maybe just a little bit higher. Ooh, looks like Forrest just got a goal. Oh my! I was looking for the offside flag. I was certain it was going to come. Anthony Alanga, just onside. They're going to review it, but I think he was good. Bam, 1-1, just like that. That's awesome. Red Devils United. Just out of curiosity, do you still play professional? So I've never played professionally. I've played at the semi-pro level. I played in the EPSL, like the Eastern Premier Soccer League, on the East Coast of the United States. So that would be the equivalent of not like the fourth tier of US soccer. Um, and I did that for a year and a half, and I stopped 2022. So I think it was the start of last year. Just because it's hard with full time work. It was tough because I work full time, and when I was on my team, we practiced 3 times a week, and then had a game on the weekend. So it was a huge time commitment. Looks like Forrest could be getting in offsides for this goal. It looks pretty clear. It looks clearly offsides, unless I'm missing something. Is this going to be another issue where VAR makes like a huge mistake? Offsides not allowed. Yeah, it looked so many Forest players were ahead of the ball. I couldn't even see the last defender. But the Forest are playing well. They've had a great start to the second half. So if they keep playing like this, they could get one back. But yeah, I still play as much as I can. I currently I play in a eight-a-side league, which is slightly less competitive compared to the league I was playing in previously. But yeah, when I was in the EPSL, it's very physical. Yeah, because I was playing with a lot of kids like 18-year-olds, 19-year-olds who are currently playing college soccer, and they're still looking to make uh, soccer be, football be their career. Like they're trying to eventually get to the point where they get professional contracts in football. And that's not the place where I was in mentally, and it's hard to compete with players who are aspiring at that level. And it's very physical. Very, very physical. Especially I was playing defense. I like playing winger, but we had like 6 wingers on our team, so I ended up getting pushed back to left back, which I like. I like playing fullback, but my God, it was so much more physical playing fullback compared to playing winger. I mean, like the amount of headers you have to win, slide tackles you have to make, 50-50s you have to challenge for. It takes a toll on you every week. So fun though. Tottenham trying to put more pressure now. I think that the offsides goal was a wake up call for them. Yeah, I remember when Gareth Bale was such a good fullback. Gareth Bale played left back for I think Southampton, and then he did for Tottenham a little bit until they moved him up to midfield. But Gareth Bale had stamina for days. He could play when he was younger. He was everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Good throw. Ooh, shoot. Oh, Kulishevsky was in. Son with the shot, deflected. Kulishevsky was this close to scoring there. This game has opened up nicely. Go at him, Kulishevsky. Considering how many injuries Tottenham have had this year, I'm pretty impressed. Son's on the ball here. Overhit the cross, but they've still got it. Oof. I am unfortunately a Chelsea fan. It's been devastating for me this season for my cardiovascular health mostly. It's been painful. I can't even tell you the amount of times I've had to switch off the TV. Oh, good ball. Son, this close to putting Tottenham 2 up. Chelsea versus Sheffield United. Oh my god. Ooh. Kulishevsky just scored a great goal. Matt Turner could have done better, but that was a blazing near post shot. And visibility is tough there. Um, yeah, Matt Turner is gonna wish he got that back. My prediction for Chelsea versus Sheffield. You see, I have to predict a Chelsea win because Sheffield are bottom of the table. But that being said, anything can happen. But yeah, I think Chelsea will win. Not by a lot. I think 1-0. Yeah, I really do feel for Matt Turner. It's I empathize with goalkeepers so hard because what are you supposed to do when a Premier League player shoots a ball at you at 90 miles an hour? I mean, I guess you have to parry it away from goal. And Matt Turner got contact on that, but it still found its way to the net. I guess I mean that's what separates Premier League keepers from keepers at lower levels. Like they have to have the reflexes to parry that away. They have to be just elite shot stoppers. Who wants to be a goalkeeper? That's crazy. It's so crazy to me. The only time I wanted to be a goalkeeper was when I was 8 years old, and then I. This is like the first time I started playing football. I was a goalie for one game. Like 7 went past me. Never played goalie again. Never asked my coach to play goalie again in my entire life. It's like a different sport back there. It's literally like they're playing it. It's being goalie, completely different sport. Red Devils United. You said as a Man United fan, I can relate. The 20 is all you got now. Yeah, this as I said, when I first started watching football, United were a scary team to play. United and Chelsea were the best teams in the league when I started watching football. Um, oh, how the mighty have fallen. Yeah, I'm upset that Matt Turner made the mistake, but I like that Kulishevsky scored. Is it Chris Wood came on for Forest and Danilo? Damn, that's a tough swing of momentum for Forest. They thought they were up 1 goal. They thought they brought it back to 1-1, and just like that, they're down 2-0. If Tottenham can get another one, they can just wrap up this game. That looked offsides. Looks like they could be checking for a red card here on Basuma. Ref is going to go to the monitor to check it. I saw one replay. It looked really high, really, really high. It didn't look quite like a leg breaker because he didn't go through him. But you can't go in that high. It's always going to be a red. I can't see the ref. It's definitely going to be a red card. He knows Basuma's looking at the replay at the big screen, and he just goes like, he knows it's a red. Yeah, that's. I don't think he meant it because I don't think he would do something malicious like that up 2-0. Like he's not a dirty player, but I mean he's going to get sent off for sure. He was almost at his knee. That's how high the challenge was. I'm assuming it's going to be a red. Yeah, he can't be that surprised about that. Yeah, that is a red. That was so. It was so needless too. Like knowing that there's video reviews of these plays. Why would you do that? Like you're not going to get away with it. You know. You were a goalkeeper for a penalty shootout, but three of the shots hit you in the face. As long as they hit you in the face and didn't go in the goal, that's still a save. This game this game could just be parking the bus at this point. Now that Tottenham are down to 10 men, it's like they brought on Hoiberg. I don't know if Forest they're going to be able to break through a low block though, so that's going to be their challenge now. But they have about 20 minutes to play Tottenham down, who only have 10 men. I mean, Postecoglou couldn't have been surprised that that was a red. I know he's not. I don't think he's a big fan of VAR, but it's it should be a red. Yeah, that's the other. The commentator made a good point. It's like when you make those challenges that are obvious reds, you're letting your team down because now they have to play a more difficult match without you. You're forcing them to play down a man for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's so needless. Ooh, another foul. Ben Davies with a yellow. I won't lie. Some of these challenges, it's hard to tell if they're dives because Gibbs White went down like he had just been like hit by a truck when it looked like he just kind of got grazed. But it's hard to say. Paulinho from Fulham might join Chelsea. I don't know if we need more players. That being said, as soon as players sign for Chelsea, they get injured immediately. You'd fine your players for needless attack. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Ooh. Okay, Forrest got a corner out of that. I thought it was just a bad shot, but it was deflected. Sao Paulinho. I knew he's a central midfielder. He's mostly defensive, right? I don't think Chelsea needs another defensive midfielder. We need Romeo Lavia to come back as soon as possible. That's what we need. Forrest got ball at the top of the box. It's a great throw. Forrest has someone who can do an insanely long throw in. That went like 25 yards. Ooh, Forrest is playing well. They should be able to get at least one back. Things are opening up for Son at the other end, though. Nico Williams is putting in an absolute shift. He's running like crazy. Good play from Son. Good hold up play. Draws the foul. That's when that veteran mentality comes in. Very smart hold up play. Spurs just got to slow the game down now that they have 10 men. Slow the game down, put everyone behind the ball, maybe leave Son up top for a counterattack. Oof. Son could be through here to Kulishevsky. Good ball. Out for a Tottenham corner. Ooh, good collection from Matt Turner. Rolled out. Potential penalty tech. Forrest is not going to be happy about that. They tried to play the ball quickly. As a Chelsea fan, do you feel the same kind of hatred for Arsenal and Spurs Um, no, I don't hate. I don't have any hatred towards Arsenal. Arsenal are a team that I actually sometimes like watching because their play style, even when they're not winning anything, like in previous years, they usually have had a pretty attractive style of play. But Tottenham, for some reason, when Tottenham plays Chelsea, they just become the dirtiest team ever, and that has soured my perspective on them a little bit. But there's a few players on Tottenham that I like. Like I like Son. I don't understand how anyone could not like Son. So I always like seeing him play. I like Kuliszewski, and I like watching Kane too. I think like Kane's such a good striker. Um, so I wouldn't say there's any like hatred per se, but recently the rivalry between Chelsea and Tottenham has just heated up a lot. Arsenal, I'm never worried about Arsenal. Arsenal and Tottenham haven't won anything in a long time. That's why I'm not worried. Um, Man City, Man City is annoying. They're just an annoying team. They, I like Pep's kind of annoying because I know Pep is such a good man. Everyone knows Pep Guardiola is a great manager, but he has never arrived at a team that wasn't already like ready built to win championships. Good save by Matt Turner. Like when he came to Bayern, already an amazing team. At Barcelona, it was already an amazing team. When he came to like his first season at Barcelona, he had the best players in the world. I mean, your midfield is Xavi, Iniesta, Busquets, and you have Messi. Um, when he arrived at City, they had keep in mind when Pep got to City, they had already won their first Premier League because they won that under Mancini. So I just feel like he's always had a great team to work with. Um, but I still wouldn't say I hate City. They're fun to watch. Kevin De Bruyne. It's such a shame that he's been injured for this season. But if you love football, then you like watching Kevin De Bruyne. He's easily one of the best midfielders of our generation. He's so fun to watch. One of the best passers of the ball and one of the best strikers of the ball. Like the way he shoots a ball, amazing. So no, I don't mind watching City. And actually, this is I mean, aside the fact that I'm a Chelsea fan, this is actually setting up to be a great season from the neutral perspective because um, City are struggling with De Bruyne being out. John Stones is injured, so their defense is shaky. Um, so I think the title is anyone's game. I don't know who do you guys think is going to win the title? I personally, I'm kind of leaning towards Liverpool. I don't know. I just feel like they have so many weapons. Klopp is a good manager. They're a pretty gritty team, but it could be anyone's game. I think it could be City, Arsenal, or Liverpool. One of those three for sure. That was a good point from the commentator. He said that Forest they've been up for the game tonight, but they just haven't been good enough. Like they've had the energy, they've had the spirit, they've created some chances, but like the execution hasn't been good enough. Like they've had several shots they should have put on target. They could have worked Vicario make way. They could have made him work way harder. I think I've only seen Vicario make one or two saves. That being said, Nico Williams just had a decent shot from outside the box. Did we save that? Let's see. Oh no, was just deflected off target by Romero. I'll tell you this: we were talking about like hatred. What makes me more mad than anything else is that Christian Romero is actually a good center back. That's so upsetting for me because I wish he was just terrible because then it'd be easier to hate him. But he's pretty good. Forrest almost scored off a corner here, and Vicario got a last ditch save with his feet. It looks like, yeah, with his knee. It looked like the ball was almost in. When did Forrest get a sponsor on their kit? I'm upset about that. Their sponsorless kit was so clean. Why did they have to get us? Why did they have to ruin that? I thought it looked so fresh. Vicario is going to be worth like 100 mil by the end of the season. I swear to God. Yeah, whoever said Chelsea was going to sign João Palhinha, it looks like Chelsea and Arsenal are in the running to sign Palhinha. How old is he's 28? All right, so he's got some experience. He's got 24 appearances for Portugal in the past 2 years. Chelsea needs someone with more experience desperately. Oh yeah, you had ACL surgery. That's knee injuries are terrible. Or I struggled with some knee issues when I was in. I never had a serious tear, but in high school I had some knee issues. If you're an athlete in any sport, knee injuries are so frustrating to deal with. So I've been nursing a hamstring injury for a while. That's been unbelievably frustrating. Working through a hamstring strain. I strained that about 5 weeks, 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, and it's still not back to full strength yet. Hopefully, within the next few weeks, I'll work it back to that level. Ooh, good turn by Forrest. They are pretty fun to watch, Nottingham Forest. They kind of remind me of Leeds, but just like Leeds, they will get relegated if they fail to stop conceding goals. Emerson Royale still plays for Tottenham. Oh my God. Yeah, Sun's jersey is just covered in grass stains. That's the problem with the white. Tottenham should have thought about that when they were picking their home colors. Whenever that decision was made, like in 1902 or whenever Tottenham was founded. Yeah, he's been running. Not the most productive game for Sun today though, but he showed some good experience in a few plays. And so I feel like sometimes that's the role of a captain. You just have to, make the players around you better and make sure that they play at their best. That's what a captain and a leader has to do. Do you prefer PES or FIFA? I've never played Pro Evolution Soccer. Does anyone? I FIFA. I haven't played FIFA in a while, but I used to be very into FIFA. I played it mostly when it was FIFA 12. Ooh, FIFA 12, 13, 14, and 15. That like 3 or 4 year stretch from like 12 to 15. That's when I played the most. Ultimate. I was all about Ultimate Team. Ultimate Team was so much fun. Ultimate Team and occasionally pro clubs with a few friends. It was so much fun. FIFA's fun though. I had to step away from that. I was getting too obsessed with with Ultimate Team for a while, and I felt like it. I don't know. I felt like it's got not as fun as the iterations went on in the game. Like from 13 wasn't as fun as 12, 14 wasn't as fun as 13, and so on. But FIFA Ultimate Team in 2013, so much fun. And now it's like all the cards they have, like these legend cards, the icon cards. When I was playing Ultimate Team, it used to be hard to get a good team together. And now, like, you play someone who's been on the game for 2 weeks, and they have like the best team in the game. They have like a Zidane and Pele card. It's ridiculous. It should take like at least 6 months to get a good like a cards that good. Looks like Tottenham's going into the time wasting tactics now. I don't think I've ever met someone that's played PES. Does anyone play Pro Evolution Soccer? Does it still exist? All right. Well, Googling Pro Evolution Soccer. Is it called eFootball now? Wait, that's so funny. eFootball 2024. That's so funny. 8 minutes at a time. Tottenham just got to see the game out. So I guess that means Basuma's going to be suspended for a while. Thank God I don't have him on my fantasy team. Ooh, good play from Tottenham. Ooh, Pedro Porro had a pretty open shot on goal, but just got deflected at the last second by Murillo. Good shot, though. I think it was going in. Yep, definitely going in. Yeah, they changed their name to eFootball. Yeah, so did FIFA too. Now it's like EAFC or something like that, and they lost the licensing rights to a lot of the teams. Something to do some disagreement between EA and FIFA, I think. Didn't FIFA think that they could just make their own game without EA? Something like that. Hmm. The commentator just asked a good question, talking about Steve Cooper, the Nottingham Forest coach. They said it's basically saying it's hard to tell if is Steve Cooper good enough for this Nottingham Forest team, but on the flip side, it's are these players good enough for what Steve Cooper is trying to implement? You could say the same thing about Pochettino and Chelsea. Is Pochettino good enough for Chelsea, or are the players good enough for Pochettino? Like, what exactly is where is it going wrong? I think Steve Cooper, from what I've seen in the Forest games, he always puts together a decent enough game plan. Like their performance against Tottenham today was decent enough. They just got um, outmatched. I think mostly in terms of individual skill. I swear some of these players are wearing the Skechers boots. That's so crazy to me. I still can't believe Skechers made a pair of football boots. Ball in. Oh my goodness. Is Callum Hudson-Odoi on the field right now for I cannot. How could I possibly forget about Callum Hudson-Odoi? Wow. Hudson-Odoi was on the bench and got subbed in. What has happened with Hudson? Hudson-Odoi was he's still only 23? My goodness, he's been around for so long, it feels like. Come back to Chelsea. He's still got a long career ahead of him. Oliver Skip on the breakaway. Who'd have thought? Ooh, no one really in support of him, though. It's tough. Yeah. Yeah, Kulishevsky, he's been important because he has a pretty clean injury record. So having some solid players that can maintain fitness while players like James Madison are out, that's huge. Ooh, Forrest almost pulled one back. That could have gone anywhere. Just a minute and a half left into the 96th minute. Vicario's Italian. Who's the Italian number one right now? It's still Donnarumma. Yeah, I don't see Donnarumma getting displaced, but Vicario's very good. I can see him being the number one at Tottenham for a while. Less than a minute left now. I saw a report that Newcastle could make a shock move for Hugo Lloris in January. That would be insane if Lloris went to Newcastle. But Newcastle need a goalie desperately. Desperately. Great header by Richarlison for that first goal. Great ball by Kulishevsky. Awful celebration by Kuliszewski. Yeah, I don't know why Kuliszewski does the LeBron celebration. There it is, 2-0 final score. Tottenham gets the win against Forest. That puts them in fifth place, tied with Manchester City on points with 33 in total. Solid performance from Tottenham. These are the kind of performances you have to have if you want to make Champions League football. All right, well, there's some great games coming up later this weekend, so hopefully I'll get the chance to go live and we can do a watch along for another game. But for those that did join, thank you for joining the chat. All right, awesome. And for everyone else, good night, good morning, wherever you are. Enjoy the rest of your day. All right, thanks everyone.